Now on CoastTV News.
Delmarva power rates.
I just feel like they're price gouging people out of living.
An event to lower costs as the power company wants more.
Deadly crashes.
There's certainly been an increase in calls.
More dangers on Delaware roads.
Verifying every signature.
It's a tedious process.
How this could lead to another referendum in Ocean City.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Looking at Delmarva power bills and looking for ways to save money. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Our top story tonight is Delmarva Power holding a money and power saving event in Georgetown.
People at this event are analyzing their bills and looking at ways to save money. This happening at the same time the power company asked for an increase in rates. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson live in Georgetown. Brandon, people say they've just seen higher bills.
Maddie, right now there's just about 1 hour left in tonight's event here at the First State Community Action Agency. And if we look through the doors, you'll see the landscape of what it looks like inside. There's a few different stations people can visit and look at ways to save money and power. Delmarva Power says keeping that thermostat at 68 degrees when you're not home all day is a big power saver. And for people inside, it depends a lot on your income compared to your town or city's average income. And if you're strictly an electric customer, you could receive a $300 credit. And for gas and electric customers, you are eligible for a $500 credit. One woman we spoke to says something has to be done about her high-priced bills.
I wish they would figure something out and kind of make things more reasonable. I mean, I just feel like they're price gouging people out of living and being able to do what they normally do on a daily basis. I mean, it's crazy that I have to worry about unplugging a blender or microwave or just something I'm not using just to see if it at least help us a little bit.
Delmarva Power's regional president says when it comes to price increases over the last 6 years, it's directly tied to quality from Delmarva Power and upgrading equipment. When asked if more price increases could be coming in the next few years, he said, as everything grows here in Delaware, so will Delmarva Power. Live in Georgetown, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Delmarva Power customers have seen multiple rate actions. In 2020, the utility asked state regulators to raise electric and natural gas base rates, adding about a few dollars a month to most bills. 2 years later, they added roughly $10 a month for most customers. And now Delmarva has filed its latest rate increase request, which is still under review. If that is approved, it could raise the bill by 4%.
Sussex Central High School students gathered Wednesday afternoon in front of the school to express concerns related to immigration enforcement, specifically right here in Sussex County. The Indian River School District confirms that about 150 students participated.
The turnout, it was great, regardless of whether they're Latino or any other racial identifying subcategory. It was great seeing all those marginalized groups that Sussex Central represents. We're a Title I school, and everybody came out, showed up, and it was great.
At this time, it's unclear what disciplinary actions, if any, students who participated will face. The Indian River School District told Coast TV this was not a school-sponsored event, and the remainder of the school day was normal.
We know Delaware is growing, and that means more cars on the road, which can lead to more problems. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken live in Georgetown in our Jeep. Emma, DelDOT says so far this year, there's been 7 deadly car crashes on Delaware roads.
Maddie, we are driving here on Route 9, and a lot of people drive on this east to west road here in Sussex County. Take a look outside. It's kind of in gaps right now, but you can see headlights coming towards us. Some pretty consistent traffic as it is kind of that rush hour here. And right now, DelDOT says we are outpacing the number of deaths we saw last year. And DelDOT says they're always analyzing these trends and trying to make the roads safer.
75 Air Facility, 700 Marble Road, Milford Center.
Emergencies calling. Georgetown EMS tells us they've answered 20 calls just for car accidents in January.
Since 2017, when I started working here, there's certainly been an increase in calls and an increase in vehicle accidents because we got more people coming to Sussex County and we got more cars on the road.
DelDOT says while the number of cars on the road plays a factor, it's it's not the only thing to focus on.
Really, our concern is that it's been a very cold winter. As soon as it begins to warm up, we're going to see a lot of activity. People are going to be eager to get out. Usually when we get into warmer months is when we see those spikes in fatalities.
In January, here's where 2 of the deadly accidents happened in the southern part of the state, in Milford on North Rehoboth Boulevard and near Laurel on Sussex Highway. Both DelDOT and the first responders we spoke with attribute many of the accidents to distracted driving, saying when you are getting in your car and going to hit the road, one important thing you can do: don't go on your phone. DelDOT says they also want to keep studying trends on where these accidents happen. For example, so far this year, 4 of these deadly accidents were intersection related. That's up 300% from last year. For now, the road to zero continues. DelDOT says last year, the total number of deaths on Delaware roads was over 100. But this is important to note. That includes car crashes as well as deadly pedestrian and bicycle accidents. And it looks like this now, not too many cars. But again, DelDOT says their worries only spike as the weather does. Reporting live here in Georgetown, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Speaking of driving, this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, where do you see the riskiest driving?
Let's take a look at the updated results. 50% say back roads, 36% say major highways, 14% say beach traffic areas.
We do have a comment from Jane in Rehoboth who says, Route 1 is a mess.
If you haven't voted yet or left a comment, do that right now, coasttv.com or the app, and we'll show you updated results at 11. But for now, let's take a live look outside into Milford. First time, I think, I would say month, we've been able to see grass mostly and not snow.
Mostly grass.
Let's turn it over to our chief meteorologist, Paul Williams.
Well, how about this has just been beautiful. A beautiful day, nice skyline, and actually about 2 to 3 degrees above the norm for this time of the year. Compared to this past weekend, that was quite a treat. We are going to cool down for the next couple of days, but the weekend's still looking pretty nice as well. But for right now, we're at 42 degrees in Lewis. Dew point temperature of 26, and we're going to drop down to 35 degrees by 10 o'clock under mostly clear skies. And we're looking at this clear sky line. Now, if we have anything to have any apprehensions about, the winds are going to start picking up momentum and coming out of the northwest, which makes it a cold cutting wind. But we have small craft advisories active along the entire shoreline throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. Coming up, we'll talk about the dip and then the rise of the temperatures over the next few days.
Verifying every signature. On Wednesday, the Ocean City Board of Supervisors began the signature verification process for a petition seeking a referendum on a recently adopted ordinance related to short-term rentals. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappé is live in Ocean City. Kevin, the outcome of this review could lead to voters heading to the polls.
Charlie, according to the town of Ocean City, at least 990 signatures need to be verified before it goes to a referendum, and that could lead to the moratorium that's currently in place being lifted in those residential areas and mobile home communities. The process of reviewing all 1,257 signatures has begun. Vincent Gisriel Jr., who is part of the team that submitted the petition, is sitting in during the review.
It's a tedious process going through name after name.
A petition for a referendum was submitted in January after an ordinance passed extending the current moratorium on short-term rental licenses in these areas. Now the Ocean City Board of Elections is making sure the names on these papers comply with legal requirements. According to the town, out of the 1,257 signatures submitted, only 990 of them need to be deemed valid for a referendum to take place.
That is a comfortable cushion, and given the effort that went into this drive to meticulously document that each person signing was indeed a voter, I think there's a strong chance that we're going to be certified.
As the time continues to tick away, the town plans to continue the review process until it's clear that there are or are not enough verifiable signatures. Now, you may remember this also happened last year when voters opposed rental rules. That petition led to a special election which then overturned those rules. Now, this Friday, the Board of Elections will reconvene to see if another referendum is on the horizon. I'm Kevin Zappé, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Today, the public had the chance to give feedback on proposed changes to the DART bus system. DTC says schedule adjustments are proposed to improve on-time performance, connections, and service reliability to many routes in Sussex County and beach buses. No routing changes proposed, but according to the agenda, a new route could happen between Massey's Landing and the Rehoboth Park and Ride via 24. We spoke with somebody who frequently rides the DART bus and says there needs to be some changes.
Unless you're going up Route 13 from Del Mar and then down Route 9 to the beaches, at least in Sussex County. And then if you're talking about transfers, those are impossible and they're always late. So I think the biggest improvement could be better routes.
DART says it would implement any changes before May 17th.
The new water tower on Federal Street in Milton is coming along. It caught my attention the other day. The project was approved during the January 2024 referendum. Other water infrastructure projects that were approved include water main replacements and water treatment facility improvements. The town says the water tower, that's expected to be finished in October.
And we're just getting started this evening.
Major milestones, what a Seaford boys basketball player and a Saints Peter and Paul girls hooper have in common.
I almost hate to tell you this, but after a mild couple of days, the cold air, the Arctic air, is about to make a comeback.
But first, chunks of ice remain on the Delaware Bay. We're checking conditions across Delmarva when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The Cape May Lewis Ferry is back on the move as ice on the Delaware Bay slowly melts away.
Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis takes us above the bay for a better look.
The ice that has been gripping the Delaware Bay for more than 2 weeks now is finally starting to break up. Still, it's slushy, and you can see thick white sheets and broken slabs floating across the surface. In the Lewis-Rehoboth Canal, boats are still boxed in by frozen buildup, and the iconic Overfalls ship seemingly propped up by the ice. At the point at Cape Henlopen, chunks still lining the shoreline and stretching into the water, docks and slips still lined with frozen patches at the Cape May Lewis Ferry Terminal. The ferry was able to set sail this afternoon. That's thanks in part to this pilot boat breaking up the ice along the ferry route. It's a similar scene under the Indian River Inlet Bridge, more frozen than flowing. The big freeze easing up, but it will take more time and warmer temperatures to finish the job. For Coast TV News, I'm Christina DeRobertis.
And speaking about those warmer temperatures, our Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams in our Weather Center with your full forecast after this.
So we got a chance to enjoy not only a normal day, but a day with a little extra icing on top of it. Temperatures were a little bit above the norm. I'll show you just how much. Wasn't a whole lot of icing. It was a thin layer, but it was a nice treat, so to speak. Ocean view, we're at 41 degrees. Winds are calm for right now. We will drop to 36 degrees by 10 o'clock with mostly clear skies, but you can already see the winds are picking up momentum at Ocean View as we speak. Hence, the small craft advisory that's been activated for the coastline. We're bracing for like 25-mile-per-hour winds. And that flag was moving at a steady clip of about 20, to be quite honest. And that's going to be for the entire coastline of the entire Delmarva Peninsula. Nothing that's, stormy or an emergency, but it's still going to be a bit blustery along the beaches, especially with the temperatures just start taking a nosedive just a little bit below the norm for this time of the year. Now, that little slice of icing that I was referring to deals with the high and the lows. For example, we had a high today of 50, 47 is the norm, so we're about 3 degrees warmer there. But the low was really a treat because we're about 11 degrees warmer than where we were supposed to be for this time of year. Now, temperatures in the 30s for the overnight lows, 31, which is pretty close to where we should be. And then as you take a look at our temperature trend for the next few days, we are projected to dip below the norm for Thursday and Friday, but then we go back up Saturday, norm Sunday, up a little bit Monday, and then as we go into Tuesday and into down the road even more so, we may actually see temperatures, it's a rumor, but I'm going to spread it, eventually into the 60s. Who's your best friend now, right? Anyway, okay, so we take a look. I almost fell off the stage. Anyway, we take a look right 3 o'clock. We're looking at cloudy skies kicking in for us. Will be a little cool for us on Friday. Now, Friday morning, we're going to be back to feeling like a good old-fashioned, unusually cold and uncomfortable day. But we got to get to the weekend. That's when the good stuff kicks in. You see, by Thursday, we have the winds out of the northwest, and by mid-morning, close to lunchtime, 36 to near 40 miles per hour. And Thursday evening, we're still dealing with that cold wind. Wind chills for Thursday, we're looking at the teens, but it's really Friday morning where it's going to be like, oh, not so comfortable, because we're looking at 12, 13, maybe even 11 for the wind chill factor. And we'll be a little chilly for Saturday, but don't frown too badly, because things are going to get better after we get through the weekend. Now, there will be a chance of rain on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And with that in mind, I mean, you take a look at this area of rain that's going to pull through. Now the later models are indicating, hey, we'll just wait until early Monday morning for that rain to hit us. But it's going to be in and out here before you realize it. So in recapping, 30 for tonight, chilly again. Tomorrow, partly sunny, not so mild. Friday, sunshine, but more cold air for Friday morning. Here's a look at your extended forecast, climbing nicely after the weekend.
You can only watch the Olympics here on Coast TV, and we're keeping track of the medal count. Norway is in the lead, 13 medals in total with the most gold. Italy also has 13 medals, 4 gold. U.S. has 12. We just got silver in ice dancing.
And don't forget the Winter Olympics run through the 22nd, only here on Coast TV.
A programming note for you, due to the Winter Olympics from the 9th through the 20th, you can catch Jeopardy on our sister station, Fox 21, at its regular time, 7:30. Same show, same time, just a different channel while the games are on.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
In high school basketball, 1,000 points is the individual milestone. It's a tough number to reach, but how tough? Well, my colleague Sean Green explained the math to me. In Delaware specifically, you get 20 guaranteed games per season. Assuming you play varsity all 4 years, which isn't uncommon for the best of the best, that's 80 guaranteed games. So 1,000 points divided by 80 games, that's at least 12.5 points per game. To be that consistent, it's tough, but a Seaford senior eclipsed 1K last night. On this shot right here, Vince Evans III reached 1,000 points. The guard has led the Blue Jays all season long, averaging over 20 points per game, well beyond the mark he needed to earn this banner. To make it even sweeter, he did it in front of his dad and head coach, Vince Evans Jr. And on the girls' side, St. Peter and Paul senior Avery McCall also reached 1K last night in a big home win over the Gunston School. Even more impressive, her main sport is lacrosse. McCall's headed to play at Temple next year. Congratulations, both Vince and Avery. Have a nice night, folks.
Hopkins Farm Creamery is expanding in Sussex County, announcing plans to open a second new location in Georgetown in late spring 2026. The Georgetown store will be one of 2 new locations. The other one's at the Old Lewis Diner. No exact opening date yet for this Georgetown store.
So at Dover right now, we're at 42 degrees, and we'll drop back to 36 with clearing skies by the 10 o'clock hour. We do have a small craft advisory that's in effect along the entire shoreline for the Delmarva Peninsula, so watch out for breezy conditions. John Eller of Cambridge. I hope you hear us calling you, dude. You just won your umbrella, courtesy of Paul Davis, property restoration experts. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law office of Brockstead, Mendalis, and Federico. Now, let's take a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. So for Thursday and Friday, we're going to be below the norm. We're going to pop it back up above the norm for Saturday. But look at this trend. 52 on next Tuesday, 53 on next Wednesday, and 60. Hey, there we go.
That 60 looks pretty good to me.
Looks fantastic.
All right, thanks, Paul. Thanks for joining us here at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.